Hi, my name is Alyssa Putman, and I grew up in church. I had a pretty strong faith foundation as I started my journey through life. However, just like anybody else, I've had my ups and downs all along my faith journey. One of my lowest points, I can remember being at a point in my life where I was really struggling to love those around me because I was really struggling to love myself. I can remember one point being at my lowest in feeling that my family would be better off without me. And I can just remember being so angry at God for letting me be in this point to where I felt like I had no other options. I can just remember sitting there and thinking about why me? Why was I here? Why was I in this position? And I just was at a point that everything felt hopeless. It was kind of around that same point in time that I realized that something wasn't right, and I was eventually diagnosed with postpartum depression. As I started on my healing journey to get better and get out of that rut that I was in, a big part of me realized that I needed to refocus on my relationship with Jesus because I had walked away from him. We started attending Lifehouse, and it got to a point that I was just coming to church almost out of a place of complacency. Every Sunday I would show up and sit in the pews, and my kids loved coming to church, and it just got to a point that I thought showing up every Sunday was enough. I volunteered and checked kids in for a little while, but again, just felt like the bare minimum was kind of enough in exploring my faith. And that's when Ellie began asking if I would become a volunteer in transit. I provided her 4 or 5 names of other people that I thought would do a better job than myself. I really thought there was no way I could pour into these girls the way that they needed me to, and I had struggled so much in my faith journey and was at a point that even though that I was in a place of stability and a lot of happiness in my life, I just didn't feel like I was the right person to lead these girls. However, I stopped and started thinking about it a lot and prayed about it and realized that I wouldn't have ever had the foundation in my faith if it wouldn't have been for the youth group leaders that poured into me. And I also was thinking of all the people every Sunday that show up and lead the small groups that my kids are in and pour into them every Sunday. Looking back, I know now that it was God using Ellie to really challenge me and push me to grow my faith in ways that I didn't even think was possible. And looking back now, the girls that I am serving every Sunday, I don't know that I would be where I'm at in my faith journey without those girls, and I have gained so much from being their small group leader that I hope they just get a tiny amount back from me that they've done for me. So after being in transit, I also joined LDG and had a group of women that I met with once a month over the course of last year and dove into Bible studies and really kind of challenged my faith, and it created a spot that I felt safe in sharing parts of my story that I was never comfortable with sharing with anybody before. I would like to take the time to thank my best friends that have been there for me without judgment as I've gone through this journey in life, but especially my best friend Ashley. She has been there through thick and thin. And she has never been at a point that she's turned her back on me, but instead she's always been there with me to pray for me, to pray with me, and to always be there to remind me of Jesus' love for me. I want to thank the women who were a part of the LDG group that I was in, and especially Megan and Ellie for co-leading that group. They really pushed me a lot and really helped me to accept that Jesus has a spot for me at his table. No matter how far away I run from him, he's always there to welcome me back. I also want to thank my transit small group. That group of current 7th grade girls is the absolute best. I wouldn't be in this journey without them, and I have been so excited witnessing God moving in each of their lives, and to have a front row seat to that and be there every Sunday and engaged in their lives outside of church has truly been an amazing experience for me. I want to thank my family, my husband Eric, and my kids Easton, Addison, Madden, and Lofton. They've loved me through the good times and the bad, and are always there to put a smile on my face even at the lowest points that I hit in life. But I especially want to thank my husband Eric. He loved me even when I wasn't able to love myself, and he really was the person that I think that God knew that I needed in my life, that he's a strong support. He's really the rock of our family, and when life feels like it's falling apart, he's always the one that's still standing by my side. I'm Alyssa Putman, and I'm here today to let you know that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Alyssa, I am so proud of you for taking this step of faith today. And I'm so beyond glad that you said yes to Ellie's ask. You know that I am personally invested in this group of girls you lead because you helped lead my daughter, Cora. And you've given her such a good impression of who God is in her life. And I know you do that for all the girls in your group. And I couldn't be more thankful. And I know that you show up here every single Sunday, pumped, ready to go, excited to give them the best church experience possible. But beyond that, you lead them in a way that helps them learn who God is in their life, and that they can learn how to live out that faith because of the way that you lead them. And I am so proud of you and so excited to see God continue to move big mountains in your faith, in your personal journey. I've been so blessed to be a part of it. And so it is my honor and privilege today to baptize you in the name of the Father who loves you, the Son who died for you, and the Spirit who so evidently lives in you.